Today we're covering account-based marketing, ABM, step 7, ROI and measurement. Well, in terms of how we got here, we've covered 6 of the 7 steps, and now we're in ROI and measurement. ABM 1 was account selection, ABM 2, account insight, research into the prospects, ABM 3, people insight, knowing about the people we'll be working with, ABM 4, content plan and messaging, ABM 5, outreach, ABM 6, outlining the customer journey, and now ABM 7, ROI and measurement. In terms of the reasons for why we measure, a lot of B2B CMOs say that measuring ROI is their top priority, but it appears less than 20% of them have the capability to track and measure at the level that they want to. We know that since ABM is a fundamentally different approach, it requires different forms of measurement and metrics that provide deep, actionable insight into the account-centric lens. And that's what we've heard from Brandon Redlinger, the Director of Growth at Engagio. Also, we know that without data, you're just another person with an opinion, and that's from W. Edwards Deming. Well, now we've picked the accounts that matter to the business, and our research has identified the prospects' pain points and how our solution will help them. We've learned as much as we can about the people at the prospect company, and our outreach messaging is contextually relevant, personalized, and clearly highlights the problems we solve. We started our prospect outreach, and in ABM 6, we framed the customer journey. So we have that all identified as the prior steps and the foundation. But you'll note that ABM 7 is the middle. It touches every other step in the process. Well, what exactly is ABM measurement and ROI? Measurement is one of the 7 key steps to an effective revenue pipeline. ABM guides each team following ABM to create all the measurements that matter to the business across all functional stakeholders. Each team member, whether in sales, marketing, finance, business development, operations, must be part of the discussion and formation of the ABM measurements. These common measurable goals unify our revenue team across all functions, and no one team or team member succeeds unless the business overall succeeds in driving the measured revenue results that the team have all agreed upon. Well, what exactly are we measuring? Well, we've identified a few fundamental elements to evaluate for measurement. Every company, every situation, every revenue campaign may be a little different. But for example, you want to look at the number of prospect companies that you picked in ABM 1. You'd want to look at the number of people identified at the prospect companies. That's ABM 3, People Insight. You want to know campaign expense budget, revenue forecast by milestones and date. Another good thing to measure might be the number of people contacted in outreach, ABM 5. What else do we measure in ABM? A couple of things that you would consider could be the percentage of contacts who affirmatively accept the connection, absolute number, and expressed as a percentage of connections over total people. The number of customer journey milestones, ABM 6, the customer journey, and the engagement and attrition rates of the connections. You might want to measure the number of contacts that progress to a meeting for discovery, possibly a product demo, absolute number, and also expressed as a percentage, connections over total people. One other thing to consider would be the number of non-disclosure agreements signed, absolute number, and expressed as a percentage. Well, we measure to know the effectiveness of what we're doing. Measurement helps us become more effective in delivering a superior experience for our customers. It provides insight that enables us to deliver results faster with decreased sales cycle because we measurably know what works for the customers in our market and what doesn't. We gather performance data from all the channels in the customer journey and integrate them into our tools for access across all functions of our revenue team. We need accurate data for our analytics so we can best assess allocation of time, resources, and the return of the business, ultimately in terms of satisfied customers, revenue, and profitability. We may get some internal questions or even some self-doubt about why does measurement matter. Well, measuring lets us rally to the successes and reinforce them with even more investment. Measuring performance helps us identify what is effective and produces superior results, so those elements attract more investment. Measurement also lets us bear informed risks better and try new things. Then we can measurably know if the change has helped us improve. Measurement's a form of continual iterative improvement that refines our revenue results for the customers and for each member of the revenue team. Well, what are we going to do with all this data and what are the outcomes of measurement? Foremost, we're looking for actionable, quantified insight. Second, performance measurement. Are we ahead or behind where we want it to be? We want to look at the outcome of our effort as one of three possibilities. That worked. Let's reinforce it and do it again. That's success. The entire team can celebrate the results. Second, it didn't produce as we expected, but we learned from it. And if we modify it, then we expect it will deliver superior results in the future. Third, bad idea. Let's not ever repeat that. That's the orphan. The entire team can set that one aside, committed to never repeat it. All right, we've got the team together. How do we create the right measurements? We need to involve all the stakeholders and what really matters to the customers, our employees, and the business. We want to attract and convert the right leads, not just a high volume of contacts from marketing and sales to pursue. That's antithetical to ABM principles. The essential questions to help us better understand our business in relations to our customers are: what function does our business perform? What products or services do we offer? For whom does our business perform this function? How does our business fulfill this function? And generally, why does our business exist? From this introspection, we can focus on answering the key questions. Are we creating and deepening relationships with the right prospect accounts? And how are our prospective accounts moving through the customer journey to desired outcomes as we originally envisioned? Are we committed to continuous evaluation of the journey based on quantifiably measured results to streamline and improve it? And what is the ROI from our revenue team's efforts? One of the principles and practices that we employ in our ABM programs is the SMART measurement. And once we focus on our customers and prospective customers, we articulate the measurements that matter. So when measurements are SMART, they're S specific, M measurable, A achievable, R relevant, and T time bound. That way we know that we've got something that's actionable, provides insight, and clearly measures on all the aspects that we need to fulfill operations of our business. Well, this is a sample of the metrics for an ABM campaign that one of our clients has been using. And you can look at what they were measuring in terms of being able to evaluate the process. They're looking at new prospects, contacted, prospects that accepted an invite, that followed up with a phone call, how many prospects got a demo that'll lead to a web conference, in-person meetings, NDA signed, term sheet. In effect, this is really an outline of their deal flow process, and they're looking at this number. I think a refinement of this would start to look at the cycle time and the days in between each of these milestones to see if they can improve it. And at the end, there's also an ability to be self-critical, where they're looking to see if they lost on competition, lost on price, lost after demo, lost on features, which is great internal feedback for the team in terms of field feedback, live from customers about why they are not spending their money with us as a business. So what are the outcomes of measuring the ABM programs? Well, it gives us clarity, results, data-driven objective insight, reliance on data, cross-team involvement in input analysis of the data, resource optimization, and the ability to quantitatively reinforce success. We get to invest in what works and redirect efforts from what didn't work to a more optimal return for the business in a way that we can measure in an informed, risk-informed way. We can change where we're investing and where we're spending our time. So measurement and ROI gives us an improved revenue process. It gives us focused process control. We can choose the tools, outreach, content, venues, messaging, and more that makes the process more efficient and effective, not only for our people, sales, marketing, and biz dev, It enhances the experience for our customers and improves on that customer journey and their buying experience. With ABM 7 ROI measurement, and we want to try and find measurements for each of the 7 steps in the ABM process. Data collection as part of ABM is sustained and ongoing element of ABM from inception and carrying on throughout the revenue cycle with our customers. The revenue process is long-term sale, business development, finance, operations, customer support, marketing strategy, all combined and unified, designed to cultivate the right accounts and the right people at those accounts as long-term customers. Well, as a memory device to help you with your revenue programs, remember the mnemonic of Ignite, our revenue pipeline. I, identify accounts within our ICP that have the best chance of becoming customers. G, generate personalized messaging. N, nail the content plan before we start outreach and trial different medium, podcasts, blogs, interviews, ebooks, webinars. I, again, include the cross-function teams of marketing, sales, ops, biz dev, and finance as one integrated team. T, tabulate the results, track your ROI metrics conscientiously. And E, engage. Reach out to your customers, start with personalized, high-touch messaging, follow up with a methodical customer journey, omni-channel plan.